Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper, and I'm Louise, and this week I am decorating my weekly memory keeping page with some of the goodies from the Black Milk Project Home Sweet Home mystery box. Now I received this box last week. I did an unboxing of it on this channel, so I'll leave a link to that. And I just love what was in it. It was only a small box. It went on sale for approximately 28 Australian dollars, which included postage from Malaysia. It is just so nicely put together. It's beautifully curated with some handmade little house decorations, some stickers, so 2 sticker sheets, a little mini memo pad with each of the memo sheets having a different design, a limited edition stamp, a large stamp, and a small stamp as well. So if you're interested to see how everything was packaged, you can go and have a look at the unboxing of that. But in these pages I'm using some of the packaging, and I've printed out a copy of the personalization on the front of the box, because if I cut that out it's a bit thick to put in my journal. It's also a bit large, and this way I can keep that without bulking up my pages too much. So I'm starting off with layering with some of this paper, which has a very interesting texture. It's a little hard to describe. When I do a close-up of my pages later in the video, you'll be able to see what the texture is. This paper was wrapped around the large stamp, and it has an image of the little house on it. So I just thought I'd save some of that and use it on my pages as well. I'm not sure if we've got quite a few new subscribers to my channel, which is really nice to see. So if you're a recent subscriber, hello, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate every follow, and I really appreciate the messages and comments that people leave, and I try to reply to them. I generally get to them in about 3 days or so. But yeah, I really like reading what everyone has to say, and I love to reply as well. So if you are new to my channel, or even if you've been around for a while, I thought I might just say why coffee, tea, paper. Well, it kind of describes my day. I like to have coffee in the morning. I'm happy to have a cup of tea anytime, really, and I love paper all of the time. All sorts of paper. So yes, so that's the little story behind my what do they call it, like a handle, I guess. And you can also find me on Instagram under Coffee Tea Paper, and I also have my little Etsy shop, which is just for Australia. It's a little bit complicated with international postage and shipping and so forth, and I'm not that large a concern, so just having little things in my shop for Australian journal lovers is very satisfying and enjoyable for me, and keeping it at a reasonable size, I guess. So back to my pages. So what I've done here is, because if you go and have a look at the unboxing, a lot of the items came wrapped in paper or some tulle or this piece of spotty cloth, and there were different types of ribbon as well. And I was trying to think of a way to best incorporate that in my pages, because all the colours were really chosen in a beautiful complementary way, and I really like browns and creams and those sorts of natural colours in my pages. So I was trying to think of a way that I could incorporate them without bulking up my pages too much, and I decided to make a little I don't know what you would call it, like a little cluster of fabric samples, a little swatch. I don't know, but this way it allowed me to include some little bits of that in my pages, but also to see how well all the colours went together and with the rest of the packaging as well. And I managed to prize off some of the decorations as well. It was a little bit tricky. The paper they used was quite thin, and it's almost like butcher's paper, like thin butcher's paper, or that paper that you use when you're moving house and you wrap everything up in it. So yeah, it was quite delicate, and the glue they used was quite robust. So yeah, I had to use lots of care to try and get them out in one piece. The little trees were a bit tricky, but when I glued them on the pages, they came together all right. So that was okay. Yes, so I'm a little bit slow this week. It's school holidays here where I live. They're not long school holidays. They're just a mid-semester break, which is 2 weeks here, and these are the last holidays going towards the end of the year. In Australia here, the school year runs along with the calendar year. So school generally starts at the end of January, early February, and then runs through to the start of December, at which point we have our long summer holidays for the rest of December through January, because of course here in Australia that's when we get our really hot weather. And not now so much. I mean, most schools I think have air conditioning in the classrooms, but it's only really been in the last few years. Certainly when I was growing up, there was no air conditioning in anywhere in my primary school, and we only had a couple of air-conditioned rooms in my high school. But now, of course, with climate change, we are getting much more extreme weather and extreme temperatures, and so a lot of the classrooms are now air-conditioned, which must be far more pleasant for everyone, and probably much more conducive to learning, I would say. So these are our last holidays before our big end of year ones. I've been busy doing things with the kids and also just catching up on all those jobs. Of course, they've grown, so that means new summer clothes, new shoes, new school shoes, haircuts, all those fun jobs that often get left to the holidays. So we've been out and about and ticking a lot of those things off. We've also been doing a fair amount in the garden, and we still have a bit to do as well, but we bought a new garden toy and my goodness, I love it. I wish we had bought one years and years ago. It is just so fantastic. It's a mulcher, so it mulches everything up to like 4 centimeters, and palm fronds and things, and I don't know, it's like a paper shredder but for plants. So we need to do a lot of pruning in our garden. We have quite a few trees and we have a lot of shrubs and hedges, and of course the weeds just are insane, and this allows us to prune and then mulch everything, and then we can put it back on the garden, which I think will be really beneficial to our garden as well. I really enjoyed these goodies from Black Milk Project and their theme of home sweet home. I actually have one of these sticker sheets already that I'd purchased from Cheery Letters, which my friends Helen and Claire run. It's an Etsy shop, and I've been hanging on to the last few stickers of that, so I was quite pleased to see another sheet of those arrive in the mystery box, so I don't have to be quite so conservative, I guess, with using what I have. So a few people have asked me what I'm going to do with the little houses that came in the box. The larger one is living on my desk at the moment, and the smaller one I have put in my antique Dutch printer's tray, which hangs on the wall, which has all sorts of little stamps and little souvenirs and knickknacks and thingamajigs in it that are special to me. If you are interested in having a look at that, just let me know, just put it in the comments below and I can do a little film of that to share with you. So here we are looking at the final pages, the final page with the ephemera from the box and the paper that was around the stamps and that textured paper that I unsuccessfully tried to describe. So I'm pretty happy with how it's all come together, but it's beautiful items, so it was kind of easy as well. So in the meantime, I want to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and for joining me here on my channel. I always love to hear from you, so feel free to leave a comment or a hello, and I will see you next week.